James Dion, president and founder of Dion Co. Inc. It's great to see you, James. We're looking at all things Black Friday. We've already gotten some estimates that we're going to see the growth, I'll say roughly 4%. We might even cross that $1 trillion mark in sales. What are your thoughts when you're first thinking about Black Friday?
Well, Black Friday is not what it used to be. It starts every year a little bit earlier. And, you know, just as there's a push on Christmas starting earlier. And this year, Black Friday is the same thing. We started seeing Black Friday ads about almost a month ago. And that was just after the Black Friday and July ads finished. So it's a shopping day.
Yeah, and you know, Amazon is something that's been very popular from way back when it just started with books. But now people are on Amazon every single day of the week and continues to take market share, at least in part, right? I mean, what are your thoughts on the behemoth of Amazon?
Well, there's no doubt that Amazon has rewritten the book about Black Friday and is going to continue to do so. Although we're starting to see some pushback now from consumers. Amazon is getting some black eyes about the way they treat workers, and you know, consumers are listening to that. And so they're beginning to question the cost of same-day delivery, and not question to the point where they're going to stop buying this year or even next. But the seed has been planted, and I think that we're going to see this whole Black Friday shopping issue really change in the next couple of years.
Yeah, and the stock is up about 21% this year, so it's done well. In the last 6 months, it's gained about 7.5%. We've had, obviously, Sears going downhill, and you say that there are some companies that benefit, such as appliances and other things. People are not going to Sears, but they're going to some other stores instead. Now, I heard Best Buy, but you have some others on your list.
Well, yes, I mean, Walmart clearly is benefiting from Sears. JCPenney a little bit, they really need it, but unfortunately they're not getting as big of a bump as they would like. But even companies, CVS, for example, would benefit in a number of merchandise categories from Sears going away. So Sears is kind of the gift that keeps on giving for a lot of retailers. They're certainly not gone yet, but in their slow demise, they will be feeding an awful lot of other brick and mortar stores over the next couple of years.
Yeah, and we have 6 fewer shopping days. And when we talked to the CFRA research analyst, she said that people already started shopping earlier, to your point, and that it may not necessarily mean less sales. I thought maybe because people would not have that time to grab something extra, that impulse buying, that self-gifting time, the non-essentials. Talk about that. Talk about the consumer a little bit.
The 6 or 7 days less really does not mean that much. Consumers will always find a way to spend those dollars. And so, yes, the spending will be compressed over a shorter number of days. We're also seeing this year, if you can believe a lot of forecasts, that online shopping will exceed brick and mortar for the first time this Christmas. We have yet to see whether that will happen, but certainly the consumer has got 24 hours a day to shop, and they are using all 24 of those hours.
Yeah, and what's interesting is I was looking at different things and different recommendations, and some of our guests are experts in these things as well, from technology to video games to air fryers and the Fire TV, Chromecast, the Madden, 2K20, Frozen, Paw Patrol. All of these things are set to be hot. Even the AirPods now, it's my understanding, the new Apple AirPods, you can't even get them on Apple anymore. You have to go through Amazon. So we also have that what's hot and what's not at this time of year.
Oh, absolutely. Every Christmas, there are toys, there are products that rise to the top, and everybody wants them. And, that has been the struggle of retail forever, and that is predicting what those items are and buying enough of them or making enough of them and having them on hand. And every year we're surprised by the ones that do rise to the top. I mean, the Apple EarPods, they're a lot of money. That's a big ticket item. And so for
Yeah,
that item,
$250.
yeah, for that item to be that hot, that's telling you something.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it is definitely one of the hottest items for the holidays. The other thing that I thought was really interesting were some of the things that we've been learning throughout this hour. For example, that names like Canada Goose, VFC, which is the parent of North Face, right? That's a wintry item. Deckers, they make the UGG boots, which are very popular. That those are seeing some strength, but the department stores, according to researchers, maybe not Nordstrom as much, but the department stores do come under a little bit of pressure now.
Oh, yeah, the department stores, despite the Macy's parade and everything else, and even Nordstrom, by the way, is definitely coming under pressure. The specialty retailers, and you mentioned Canada Goose. I mean, we had a early winter this year, and that has really, the lineups, for example, here in Chicago at the Canada Goose flagship started about a month and a half ago. And there is no doubt that an early winter is something that retailers absolutely love.
Yeah, and just as I'm looking up Canada Goose, which is at 38.53 right now, you do have an overweight rating from Barclays this week. They have a price target of $47 with this overweight rating as they initiated coverage on the 25th of November. So they see some positive moves. The upside about $9 higher. So that's really interesting. The other thing I will tell you is that there's a few stats of, well, first of all, that people may go into the $1 trillion mark for shopping for the holidays. So I think that's exciting. But one, people should beware because many of the reviews online are phony. I'm hearing that maybe a third of the reviews online could actually be phony. And the other thing is about people returning, that 46% of folks return 1 to 3 gifts, and that you should make your gifts practical and useful.
Returns have always been the dirty secret of the web. And by the way, they've been the dirty secret of catalog for 50 years to 100 years before the web. The return rates on certain products, such as shoes, is way north of 40%. And for fashion products, in the 30% range. So yes, I mean, catalog retailers and web retailers have learned over the years to rebuy their returns. So when they do a forecast, they do a gross sales forecast and a net sales forecast. And very often as products come back to the warehouses, they are recycled, put back in inventory, and then reshipped out again. So returns are the whole reverse logistics industry is growing just as fast as the logistics industry to get the product to the consumer.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see what people start returning. That soap on the rope, you got to think twice about that, right? It's great to see you, James Dion, president and founder of Dion Co. Inc. Thank you so much, and happy holidays and happy shopping.
Thank you. You too.